Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and this is huge news because Magiana, now with the English name Magearna, has been shown to be a mythical legendary Pokemon. This is pretty crazy, and we also get a bit of information just on the official Pokemon website. So if you haven't been following Korokoro or you haven't been looking into Japanese translations, now you should know everything there is to know about Magiana to get all caught up with the rest of the world. So it's really nice. Even though this is like exclusive news and stuff, we're still getting translations and we're still getting official English announcements on outside of Japan about this. So Pokemon is keeping up with like global releases in a pretty timely manner, and this is really nice. So we get all the other information that we've had from the other parts as well, that, you know, Ash meets the mythical Pokemon Volcanion, and then things happen, they get stuck together, and then they try to head to the city of Azoth, where they run into Magearna, but we get a little bit of information that we didn't directly get through the Korokoro translations. They're working together to rescue Magearna, and now it's one of the greatest battles in Pokemon history is about to unfold. But the real thing here is to talk about is Magiana being a mythical legendary. That's kind of the first thing a lot of people thought. It looks like a legendary Pokemon, and for the 6th generation, it looks like a mythical legendary as well. So it comes together really well, and I think one thing that's kind of crazy is that Magiana was created by Pokemon, or by humans. It's an artificial Pokemon as the ultimate invention. That's really crazy to think about because it shows humans are creating legendary Pokemon even back 500 years ago. So technically with Genesect, it's a modified Pokemon that was a fossil that got like rebuilt into a legendary Pokemon. But Magiana was just created from scratch apparently, and now we're trying to figure out the mysteries about it. But the question here is, what does this mean for the 6th or 7th generation? How does a mythical Pokemon work into this? Because it kind of seems weird that you're going to be revealing the first Pokemon of the 7th generation as a legendary, as a mythical Pokemon, if this was for the 7th generation. And we have not seen a 100 base stat total mythical legendary Pokemon for the 6th generation. And I'm just on Bulbapedia, which is interesting because I've never seen this before. Now this is actually new to me because I've never seen a Pokemon classified as not in any generation. Normally it's announced as the harbinger of that generation, but Magiana's keeping that one secret, and that makes it really interesting. So for the 6th generation, we haven't gotten that 100 base stat legendary. Every other generation has it. We have Victini, Shaman, Celebi, Jirachi, Mew. You know, they're elsewhere, but not in the 6th generation. So does that mean Magearna is going to be introduced? Was Pokemon keeping the secret? Because people already data mined Hoopa and Volcanion, and there were no secrets left when it came to X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. So is this Game Freak trying to show they have secrets up their sleeve, but is it absolutely a must? Because, I mean, while Magearna does have the design of a Pokemon that feels like it has 100 in every base stat, does Pokemon need to have this for every generation? You can technically have a Pokemon generation and not have it. Before Magearna's existence, we were pretty much ready for 7th generation as to happen at some point and be fine with the roster that we had, because if you look at Deontay, it's really, really, really close to a Pokemon that has 100 in every base stat when you think about it. You know, it's a pretty even breakdown. We just knock 50 off defense, put in hit points, knock 50 off special defense, put in speed. It's just not too much of a stretch when you look at it graphically like this. You know, it doesn't seem like a really messy Pokemon. It all kind of makes sense. And the stats are very even and well distributed compared to other Pokemon like Volcanion. Volcanion's a mythical legendary Pokemon, but its stats are a little more crazy. It would be harder to sell this one as our 100 base stat mythical Pokemon. That's just kind of like a small thing. Now another really interesting thing is Victini. Victini is a 100 base stat mythical legendary Pokemon, but it actually started the 5th generation. It's the first Pokemon in the 5th generation Pokedex, so that kind of shows that it's possible for Magearna to be the first Pokemon in the 7th generation, or at least the way that the ordering goes, like, it's not impossible for them to announce a 7th generation Pokemon as the mythical legendary first, because Victini's Pokedex order kind of screws up that all over the place and throws it out the window. So it just kind of leaves those mysteries, but one mystery that has been solved is that Magearna, I'm used to saying it both. Now I have to go back and change the tags in my videos to Magearna instead of Magiana, except some people might think it's still Magiana. I don't know, it's weird, but one thing we do know is that it is confirmed to be a legendary Pokemon that is mythical, so the stat line is very likely to be the 100 on the base stats. And then we can see right here that we also got a nice movie poster announcement for the Japan stuff. So Magearna looks cool, and Volcanion's ready to be all steamy and stuff, and that's what we got. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you all have a nice day. I don't really know what this could mean, you know, we still have to wait for some more information, but it's getting really, really interesting. So hope you guys have a nice day. Thank you for watching.